All right. KJ, how you feeling?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing okay. We having some technical difficulties, so I am going to have to share this with people because they were probably going on the old one. And that's not
Mm-hmm.
right. I don't see any people up here, so they're a little bit confused. So I'm going to go to
Just
my
a wee bit.
page and see if we are live on there right now. I think we are. Let me delete the other one. Ooh, girl, this has been a challenge.
A journey, if you must.
This has been a challenge. Oh my
It
goodness.
has. It really has.
Wow.
But we're here.
We are here.
We are here.
We are here. Let's get some people in here with us.
Mhm.
All right, y'all. All right, KJ.
Beauty in the struggle.
Are there any echoes? People, let us know if you hear any echoes. Are you hearing any echoes on your side, KJ?
I'm not.
Okay.
So I'm excited. 'Cause that in itself was a journey. A whole
Girl.
journey.
We back, y'all. We back.
We are here.
We are. Let me get this music off and
Because I was going to say, I'll be dancing the whole time.
If we don't, we will be. Woo! Let me take a drink of water.
Oh, that's a good one too.
You know, I hate to be branding for people, but you know it's our favorite.
Mm-hmm. That's why I didn't say which one it was. That's just the good one.
I made sure I covered it up. I covered it up.
Mm-hmm.
How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm feeling pretty good. Glad to be here tonight.
I am too. I'm feeling well. I was just a little upset that we were having so many technical difficulties, and then because we tested it out earlier this week, except I tested it out here in my home office. I didn't test it out over at the studio. So I go over to the boys' house to test it out. I mean, didn't test it out. We go over there to do the show and we log on and we having the same problem again. So then that makes me know that the problem is on my end. So what's going on? I didn't feel like going through, I had a couple different things going on and I really did, have to reconnect and disconnect a lot of things because I've been really, really busy the past few months and we haven't done this in a while.
Yeah.
We haven't done this in a long time. And so I think our people right now are really confused. So for us, this will be our little test. Whoever comes on in, they can come on in. And we'll make this thing happen.
But we'll be ready for our regularly scheduled programming.
Yes, we will.
Ready.
Yes, we will. Let me just get in here because I had everything set up, on the other side. And then I get here and I'm like, let me connect camera. Let me get everything going.
Right.
I got on my Maya Angelou shirt.
I like that shirt. That's cute. I like that.
It is Women's History Month.
It is. And to step out of Black History Month and straight into Women's History Month, it just feels so good.
It does. It does. I want to say something. I like your background. I like the new lights you got back there.
Thank you. I feel like when people tell me they like things, I always have the same answer from where I got it from. But my mama found them at her place. Right at her place.
I did. I absolutely did. I'm scrolling through here.
These lights are my favorite.
They are really, really cool. I like them.
Me too. And when I put them behind my TV, I feel like I'm at like a movie theater.
Oh boy.
It's a great time.
Okay. So, seeing that we were having so many technical difficulties, I'm just like scrolling through some things here, just trying to get everything kind of set up because I did have to change location. Anybody who's watching us right now, although we went through a whole lot of technical difficulties, if you're watching us, go ahead, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and don't blame it on KJ, blame it on the mama.
It wasn't my fault this time, y'all. Last time it probably was. This time it wasn't. We figured out my problem and they ended up with a new problem.
A new one. And it happens. It happens.
It's good until it ain't.
Absolutely,
It really
absolutely.
is.
So thank y'all. I tell you what, guys, since we like we said, we were going through a whole lot of things. We're definitely letting you know that the Brown South Girls are ready for you. Season 3. We got some new things that will be coming up, some new segments that will be coming up, a whole lot of new guests who will be coming. But we have been struggling the last show. And
Yeah.
then we called ourselves this week doing a little test run. Everything was
Mhm.
good, at least on this side. And then it wasn't when it was time to go live. So
Yeah.
I tell you what, that just kind of got me all out of the mix. I want to know what's on your mind. If
Yeah, what
anybody
y'all
out
got
there,
going on?
come on, let me know what's on your mind. Let me know what you want to talk about. If you got something you want to talk about, let me know. Let me know what you
Mhm.
feel like.
I feel like we've done so much and
Mhm.
so much has happened since our last show. We
Yeah,
have a whole lot to talk about.
we do. We do. We do. We do. We do. I tell
A
you what.
whole lot.
So we'll go ahead and say, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. See, you don't know nothing about that. That's an old
I
school
do.
show. You do.
I know that song. I feel like
Maybe,
somebody sampled it.
maybe. And then your mama, you probably heard your mama singing it. It was from an old TV show in like the 70s.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Was the
yeah,
show
yeah,
called
yeah.
what?
Welcome back, Carter.
Oh,
Mhm.
I feel like I've heard of that, but I've never actually seen it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Tell those people about the Brown South Girls at the YouTube Creator Collective in Charlotte.
We had a blast, first of all. So, first, I was so excited, one, because this was our second time getting invited to a creator event, but our first time being able to go because it was so close to us. So, I literally saw the email, immediately clicked on it, took a screenshot, sent it to you, and then I went in and registered, and I was like, yes, the Brown South Girls are in the room. We're going. We are not missing this event. And then, yeah, just getting there and being in the space and getting
Mhm.
to talk to different creators of different sizes and just really kind of see what people are doing and the directions that they're taking their YouTube channels in. It was really, really nice. It was
Yeah,
really fun.
met a lot of cool people. What's the guy who he's really, really funny? Tony. What is his
Oh,
handle?
yes. Yes. So we met Hey Tony TV. I love his content. So I kind of fangirl just a little bit,
Yeah, Tony was.
but he is so funny. So it was really great to meet him and be in that space as well.
Yeah, he's funny, but he's also very personable, just like a really, really cool
Yes.
guy. We're gonna get him on the show with you guys, for you guys. I'm glad we didn't plan him out in the earlier part of the year because,
Yeah.
listen, things was
Yeah.
just not working right,
Well, if
wasn't?
it wasn't one thing, it was another.
Yeah, and
And
then
then another.
true. And matter of fact, last month we were invited to
New
the one
York.
in New York,
In
and
Queens.
yeah, but I just gotten back from a matter of fact, let me show a little picture of inside the room. Like it was a
Yes.
lot of great people there. So, I enjoyed the space. Uh,
Hmm.
like I said, whole lot of people we were able to meet. But
Yeah.
not only that, we got to see like all of the different television show awards. It was a really
Yes.
nice I forgot the name of the museum. What was the name of the museum again?
It is the Mint Museum. I
Yeah,
had to think about it. We have so many. I had to think about where we were. Yeah, so the Mint Museum, which I
mhm.
still have to use my ticket to go to see their other exhibits.
Right. So they had a really nice display, and I didn't know that this pick was coming up next. And the reason I was just about to say this, the reason why we didn't go to New York a couple weeks ago because I really just got back from Sundance. I've been just
Hmm.
like all over the place. Was in Utah for like a week, got back, work. But let me tell you why. As you see this lovely smile right here, this young man, this is my nephew, Joshua Hankerson. He's in a movie, Aditi. It was a film that was premiered at Sundance. Actually, it actually got picked up. So that's very exciting.
It is.
And in fact, they're going to be at Southwest. South. I think that's coming up very, very soon. I
Yeah, I
don't
think so.
remember the date. Yeah, South by Southwest.
Hmm.
So they're going to be there, premiering there. Well, not.
That
I
is
guess
so
that
cool.
wouldn't be premiering because it's already premiered, but they'll be
Screening?
showing. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's going to be like really, really good. I thought about going out there, but I was like, listen, I can't. I want to stay off of a plane for a little bit. I got some things going on, got
Hmm.
workload going on.
Yeah.
And another, what in the world was that? Was that a motorcycle?
Well, I closed my blind, so I can't see what it was, but it was
But it
either a
was
motorcycle or a sports car.
some type of vehicle.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, I'm still really excited, and
Yes.
so that's really good. Um, what else is going on? Since we last saw them, my son, your brother, actually
Yeah.
graduated from college. That was
He
really, really,
did.
really great. Celebrated that. Just a whole lot going on.
Yeah, it really has been. Just some really good times, some really good times. So
Mhm.
it's been busy because I think right after you went to Portland, no, you didn't go to Portland. You went to Utah. I went to Portland.
I was about to say you went to Portland.
See, my brain is still traveling clearly. But yeah, I went to Portland. It was fun to experience that part of the West Coast. Cause,
You don't have to do that. Don't
okay,
just
because it went
yeah,
by. But
because I mean it's just like when it goes by, you just mute real quick like that. It's just as awkward. You may as well just go ahead and keep talking and let it go by. You know.
yeah, but Portland was fun. It was nice to experience that part of the West Coast. It wasn't as cold as I thought it was going to be,
Mhm.
and we got sunshine, so it was perfect.
Great.
Perfect. Yeah, so West Coast doesn't owe me anything except a couple hours of sleep back because even though that jet lag, time difference was only 3 hours, the jet lag was insane.
Yes, I'm telling you.
Insane.
I listen. When I got back from Utah, I promise you, it took me and because it's not like I could just come home and immediately rest.
Yeah.
Had to come back and get right back into my floor thing because I was gone for a week.
Yeah.
And I literally, it took me over a week to get myself back together. I don't want to exaggerate. I want to say 2 weeks, but I know y'all gonna be like, come on, Miss Tanya, not 2 weeks, but literally, I was so out of it. I had to readjust myself. But
No, I believe it.
I will say this. I had some good food. I didn't realize that Utah was such a foodie type place.
Me either. Because when I think of Utah, there are not any food places or like a type of food that really comes to mind. So I would have never guessed.
Girl, we did some of it all. Now, I want to say one of my favorite things that I tried, and I don't know if you ever heard of this, or if anybody out there has heard of this one. We had some curry fried chicken.
No.
Shut
What?
my mouth. Curry
Curry fried
fried
chicken?
chicken.
That's literally like the best of both worlds.
It was.
That's
It
how
was so.
that's how I'm gonna start explaining my culture to people. Curry fried chicken. That's exactly what I'm going. That's what it is.
It was so
Oh,
good.
that sounds amazing. Mm,
Yes, I'm telling you, it
mm.
was. It was amazing. I see we got Tori in the building. Tori said, "Hi, I'm late, but I'm here. Let me hop on YouTube." Thank you so much for joining us, Tori.
Yes.
Listen,
Hey, Tori.
Tori,
Ooh,
it's a good thing you was late, girl.
'cause we were struggling just a
I
little
don't,
bit.
I don't know if you see where I'm at.
But if you hear, we sound good.
I don't know if you
We
see
sound
where
good.
I'm at, but mid broadcast, I had to change locations. Okay.
But at least you could, and we were able to get it together.
Well, you know what? Now that you say that, that in itself is a whole blessing that let me just go ahead and be grateful for because I
Mhm.
really am. You're
Yeah.
right. You said something very important here. At least I could. And I did. I
Listen,
don't know who else we got in the and what she said.
sounding
Sound
good though.
girl. That 6 o'clock stream. Mm-mm.
Woo.
It wasn't. It
It took
wasn't
us
right.
about 6:15 to get right.
Tori said a
Mhm.
whole blessing. Tori know what it's like to have a little audio difficulties. And
Listen,
I tries to do what I could do, but Tori, I got to help myself this time.
Yeah, Tori, it was her fault this time. It wasn't me.
And I said, you know what? I said, I'm not getting ready to go through all of that. I'm just getting ready to go back to my home office. And
Yep.
so I just got up, got in the car, zoom, 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 and boom.
Booyah.
Here we
Booyah.
are.
We
Here we
are
are.
here.
All right, all right. Tori got to laugh at us like that.
Hey, you gotta laugh. If you can't laugh at yourself.
She ain't got to laugh at us like that. I tell you what, I brought a since we just kind of, and you know what? I'm glad we came on today because
Mhm.
typically you guys know we come on the last Sunday of the month, but because we were having audio difficulties last time, we said, okay, we are going to come on the first of the month
Mhm.
and as well as our regular scheduled program. And I'm glad that we did that because
Me too.
if we had waited until our regularly scheduled program and to
Uh-huh.
find that all out, I was gonna be too mad.
Like, you know what? We'll see y'all. You know how people say that New Year, the first like January is a trial month? The first 3 months of the year was gonna be a trial month. We'll try again in April.
Listen, this year's leap year, right?
Yes.
And I promise you, every month is just leaping on through. First of all, I can't even
Leap to
believe
bounds.
we in March.
You know, it hit me today for real. I was like, wait, it's March. It should still be January.
How that
What?
happen?
How did we get here so fast?
Who came and just snatched the months like that?
I don't know. I do not
New
know.
Year done came through. Black History Month has come through. Birthdays, celebrations, all kind of things have happened, and we
Mhm.
all up in March like this supposed to be normal.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it.
No, not at all. But
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be mad because the last 2 days have felt really great.
Mhm.
Like it's just something about March that brings a little bit of warmth back into the air. So I'm
Right.
enjoying that part for sure.
Well, the weather here in the South, sometimes we'll get a few weeks of cold.
Mhm.
We get like a little cold and then it kind of it's bearable. But
Right.
we'll have a few weeks of like really, really cold where you be like, where am I at? Is this the
Mhm.
South? Somebody cut the heat on.
Oh,
We get some
right.
of that. But this year, the weather has been a lot more sporadic. And I already noticed like some of the trees are coming back into foliage. I noticed
Mhm.
like blossoms are coming out already, like
Yeah.
really, really early.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know.
Makes me a little nervous, but I'm no scientist.
People like to say that you know, they want to feel a particular way about global warming,
Mhm.
but pay attention to the
You
signs.
know, just pay attention. That's all. That's all we saying.
Yes, absolutely.
Mhm.
Now, I brought let me see if I can get this without messing anything up. I brought some affirmation cards.
Oh, nice.
I did. I brought a box of affirmation cards. I don't know why I bought them. I just,
Did you find them at your place?
that's why I bought them.
See, listen, y'all.
Thank you for
That's a
bringing
good
me back.
place. I just can't tell y'all where it's at,
You
so y'all
can't.
can get my good stuff.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. But check this out. It might not be enough light. I don't know. Can you see it?
I can. Yes. It says I am growing through every experience.
Right. I am growing through every experience. What does that mean for you when you hear that?
Woo. Honestly, it does. It means a lot. I think, especially because I'm kind of in a space now where I'm doing a lot of self-reflection, and I'm able to see, like, in different situations, different aspects of life, different experiences, where I really have grown. And I've learned from things. I've become a better person, and I've kind of been able to use those experiences and that growth to help, the people around me as well. So it's just being able to look back at some different experiences and be like, yeah, actually, I did grow through that. So now I know future experiences is they're happening, but there's also room for me to grow through those as well. And there's something in there for me to learn, whether
Right.
it's a good experience or maybe not so good.
I got you. I got
Yeah.
you. I think for me, pretty much the same thing. You want to grow through these experiences, just like uh the experience of us going to like a lot of these new creator type events and
Right.
meeting other creators of different genres of vlogging and
Mhm.
content creation, and actually on all different levels, because we met some people who were at very, they've got millions of followers. So we were in
Yeah.
a room of people who do this, and they're influencers as well. But for
Mhm.
us being what I would call smaller influencers, what I noticed when we were in a room, how everybody kind of gravitated toward us and talked to us about the different things that we had going on. A lot of people found it surprising that we do actual live content. I didn't
Yeah.
realize how many people actually were afraid to do live content, because for us, we sat down and we thought about it, and we found that for us, it would be the easier thing for us to do.
Right.
So for
Right.
it being the opposite for so many other
Mm.
people, that was really, really interesting. But just being able to share tips and be able to talk to them about what it really is like going live, and just kind of getting over those hurdles of going live.
Yeah.
I do understand. I can
Yeah.
understand some people might not want to go live, because for the longest time, as a producer, as a director, I really wanted to have more control. I would say, or I put it like this: I thought I wanted to
Mhm.
have more control over what might be some of the hiccups that could happen in the show. Well,
Yeah.
listen, I threw all of that out the window.
Gotta go.
Threw all of that out of the window, and I've been able to grow through these experiences. And for me, like, I feel like going live has made me a better content creator. uh
I can see that.
yeah, it's made me a better content creator. It's made me able to do, I feel like I'm the type of person who I'm going to work through an experience anyway. I'm
Okay.
not the type to kind of I'm not a panic person.
Right.
Like, if something goes wrong, my immediate thing is not really to panic. I just
Mhm.
kind of go into that mode of, okay, well, let's figure this out, or what is the next best thing that we can do? And then
Right.
I'm going to move towards doing that. So being in this live space has really made me a better content creator. It's helped me out as far as, and then I know so much of this now. And
Yeah.
I actually I do consults with people all the time in terms of going live. So, I'll offer them an opportunity to privately do, I'll go through the whole live stream with them. And
Mhm.
that is something that I've had quite a bit. I did quite a bit of that. And in fact, I did a couple of them last week. So it's something that I'm able to do. So I
Yeah.
like that. I see we got Miss Cece in here. She said,
Yeah.
monitor and adjust. You
Yep.
definitely do that well.
I agree. Recover,
Okay.
recover, recuperate.
Listen, you got to. And I tell you something, that's something that you really have to do when you're in this live space, because
Mhm.
what are you going to do?
Right.
What are you going to
Like,
do?
you don't really have too many choices. You gotta figure something out, and you gotta figure it out fast.
And also, I mean, my background is actually in broadcast news. So, just dealing with live news,
Mhm.
I pretty much know what that's like. But
True.
I get it. I know what makes people a little fearful. But I just want to say to you, do not be afraid. You're gonna be
Right.
all right.
It's not that bad because even the technical difficulties we went through earlier, we are still here and we still made it. We're still going and making it through our stream. So you're gonna have
Right.
hiccups, and I think just accepting that up front,
Mhm.
and then once you kind of know the direction you want your show to go in anyway from the production side, it's not really as hard as you would think to recuperate from a slight depending on the technical
Yeah,
difficulties.
depending on it. I mean, some things are gonna be out of your control. I
Yeah.
mean, some things. I remember, I don't know which year it was, but I do remember a time when weather played a role,
Yeah.
and then there's gonna be times where, the internet will just be interneting,
Right.
and that's just what it's gonna do. But I feel like that's something that you have to get used to and that you have to understand. And to be honest, I think a lot of people do understand that.
Yeah.
Because when you watch stuff, in fact, we were talking about broadcast news. When you watch like some of the major platforms, you'll notice that they'll have pundits who are, streaming in live from different locations.
Mhm.
And sometimes, that buffer, they look like they're doing
Look, we gotta.
the robot.
Oh yeah. And today, it seems like they're delaying all the questions. It's like, I know you heard them ask you something.
It happens, and
Right.
you just gotta deal with that. All right.
Mm-hmm.
What's up with Keep the Faith?
Tori says, I know all about that internet.
You got to.
You
All right.
have to.
If anybody got any questions that they wanna ask, go ahead and put that out.
Yeah.
Ask us some questions, because we came in here, like we say, we were having technical difficulties and we just kind of we needed to figure it out. I had to change locations. So there's people who are probably checking out the stream that we originally started. In fact, I need to make sure that I delete those. I need to share this.
So
I
sorry.
need to, yeah, y'all gotta forgive us. So put some questions in the comments. Tell us some challenging things that you've gone through this year. Because believe it or not, we have definitely had. Yep, I've gotta delete some of this stuff. We've definitely we just zoomed right on through this leap year.
We did. We really, and the thing is, on actual, do you call it leap day? Is that what we call it? Or do we just acknowledge it as February 29th?
February 29th.
Okay.
I never heard anybody call it leap day. Seeing that you decided to call it that, what'd you do leap day?
Right, on leap day. I didn't even know it was leap day. I was thinking it was March 1st, but then I was like, no, it can't be March. Like, there's no way this month has gone by that fast. I was like, okay, whatever day it is. So I had some stuff due for work and completely did it 2 days early because
Wow.
I didn't know like where I was on the calendar. Oh yeah, leap day really has thrown us for a loop. But we got some questions here. Our first one is from Keep the Faith with Tori, and it says, how do you both celebrate Women's History Month?
Well, I'm sorry if did you hear my stuff coming through just now?
No.
Oh, because I was changing some stuff on the page and taking down the old one and looking at what we got going on YouTube, because it's just stuff going on. Okay, now what was the question again?
How do you both celebrate Women's History Month?
You know what? We got something coming up for our show coming up at the end of the month. But typically, we want to make sure that we celebrate us. Let me say this also, and then I'll circle back to this. But do you know, for Black History Month, that I wore a Black Conscious T-shirt every single day of February?
That is cool.
Every single day. If I didn't have on a Black, I won't say history, it either had to be one of our legends or icons, or it had to be from a Black business, or I just chose to wear all Black every day of the month. I consciously did that every day. Now, as you notice, we're in Women's History Month right now.
A Black woman. Make sure the people can see it good. Yeah.
All right. Look, Maya Angelou, Dr. Maya Angelou. Let's put some respect on her name. Why don't we? But yeah, making sure that we celebrate us. And we got a special show coming up for you on our regularly scheduled evening, which is the last Sunday of the month. So make sure you join us for that. What about you, KJ?
So for me, I do something, which this is something I've been doing Ooh, for a while, but whenever I have my office door or in my office, I have a whiteboard where I do a quote of the day. So for Black History Month, I only did quotes by, important people in Black history, whether that be older Black history or newer, because we are still making history. And so for Women's History Month, I do the same thing. I pick, just some different powerful women that may be lesser known, that have done some good things, and use quotes by them on my quote of the day board. Also for Black History Month, I made it my mission to only listen to Black artists when I was in control of my music, just to give them those extra streams. So I have my good cookout playlist going every day of the month. So that was really good. But yeah, I do smaller things. I try to attend, some programs if there are things going on locally. But for the most part, I just try to do small things to make sure that I am acknowledging, the month rather than just waiting for somebody else to throw something.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Dig it. All right.
Mhm.
Let's see. We got some more questions coming through. You see any?
Yes, we do. We do. So we answered one of these questions, but from Cece, she says, I'm tuning in late, so I'm not sure if y'all answered these or not. But one, what can we expect for season 3?
All right. Well, new season, new guests. Okay. Same Brown South girls, and we want to continue these conversations. I don't know if you guys noticed, but as the new year came through, and people have been saying this, what are they calling this year? The year of exposure, or
That's
people are
what we're
just
calling it for real?
not.
Like,
But yes, I
oh,
don't know if that's what they're calling it, but I'm asking the question. But that seems like what it is, because so many people are exposing so many things.
that is true.
From the beginning of the year right on through. I mean, there's just a lot going on out here.
It is. You're
It's a
right.
whole mess.
It is.
Okay. And with all of that that's going on, that I do a podcast during the day, and I also have a Talking Out Tuesdays that I do with Keep the Faith with Tori.
Mhm.
And I got to tell you something. Some of these things, it's not so much that I feel like I have to talk about them, and not so much that I feel like I want to talk about them, but it's so present right now
It
that
is.
we need to be having the conversations.
I agree.
Okay. And so for us, and for this new season, I want to say, yeah, it's a new season. We've got new guests, but we're going to be having, some of these same conversations, but we want to have that larger conversation. Every podcast, or even if I agree to be a guest on someone's podcast, I want to know, like, what can we learn from this?
Right.
What are we gaining from this experience? Just like the
Mhm.
affirmation card that we did a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
What was it? Let's see
I'm
here.
growing through every experience, right? How are we growing through these? Because
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of times just to talk about what's going on is more, it's kind of just that. Like, well, let's talk about what's going on. Let's talk
Hmm.
about the drama in it. But what do we learn? Are we learning anything from this experience?
Right.
Because are we growing? What's really going on?
And what are we taking from it?
Right.
What are
Because
we taking from it? How are we looking at it? Are we looking at it just for the gossip? Because I mean, it's a whole lot going on. And also, we for me, I don't know, did you see the or have you heard anything about that Where is Wendy Williams that documentary?
I've seen
Or
people
seen some
talking about
clips?
it kind of, and I've seen
Mhm.
like a few clips, but I have not watched it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did watch, because I was curious to watch.
Mhm.
And that's a thing
It is.
that's been going on.
Mhm.
The whole thing with Monique
Mm.
and what's going on with her and her family,
Yeah,
that's a thing.
it
Cat
is.
Williams came out, that's a thing. So much is
Mhm.
going on with P. Diddy and these people in the industry, that's a thing.
Right.
Okay. So I'm like, what's going on? What are we doing with all of this
Right, like,
information?
what are we
Do
doing?
we want this much information?
Do we need this much information is my question. Because I feel like through some people's experiences, like there are some things, of course, that you can share because it's like, no, I want to help the next person not have to go through this, or maybe help the next person learn something from this.
Mhm.
But I feel like there are also some details of experiences that we just don't need. We don't need to be all the way in your business, you know?
And yeah,
Like, I
What do
think we need a little bit more decorum.
what are we
I
doing
don't
with this? What are we doing? And why do we want to know all of this stuff?
Yeah.
Uh okay.
Keep the faith, Tori says. And yes, we still making history. We are. We are every day.
We are.
We have Charlene McKnight saying, love Dr. Maya Angelou, of course.
Thank you. We all do. We all do. And as a matter of fact, I mean, I have her on today in celebration of Women History Month, but also next month, which will be April. I could very much. I'm just gonna have to wear this shirt again because
Right.
it will be National Poetry Month. Okay,
Yeah.
it'll be
Hmm. All right, we have Amari Fox here saying Monique and Cat Williams feels like broken energy. I think this is the year of displaying trauma with no healing or resolution. Mm, talk about it. Let's talk.
man.
Because
He's saying something serious. Go
he
ahead.
is, and I think he said in a way better way than I was trying to say. Like, what are we? When we were asking, what are we going to do with all this information? It's like you're giving us all of this, but we're not hearing the healing or the resolutions. So then what are we really learning from it? Are we just taking trauma from other people and just kind of storing that? Because you're gonna store that. Like that
Hmm.
is going to be stored in you. So what are you gonna do with it?
Right. So if you're inviting all of that energy and
Hmm.
you're not processing it,
Right.
you're right. That's a problem. That's a problem because you are allowing all of those traumas inside of you. You gotta be able to find a way to have some type of resolution, some way of healing. And that's what I'm saying in respect to we're gonna have the bigger conversations for that. A bigger
Right.
conversation in respect to what was going on, well, not was, what happened, what is going on with Wendy. What
Hmm.
I would like to take from that is I'm asking, do you know who is going to be able to care for you? Like if something happens to
Right.
you have an illness,
Hmm.
who's there? Who's there to make sure that you are being taken care of? Or as a family, who's that family member who's there to take care of mom or
Hmm.
dad or grandma? Who's those people? Have we put those type of what's the word I'm looking for? Have we put those things in order?
Right.
Because they are things that we need to be thinking about.
Right.
Because when I think about the fact that she is under a guardianship
Hmm.
and has family now, I don't know the dynamics of her family and why that could be, or why this is happening the way that it is happening. But if we are to look at this and like apply some of these things to our lives, because we all are going to grow old, something could
Hmm.
happen to you, you could have an accident.
Right.
What do you have in place? Have you thought
Yeah.
about that? So I felt like there was a larger conversation about that for me.
Definitely. Definitely. And I feel like that's a conversation that needs to be had. And a lot of times people don't have it until it's getting close to being too late. And
Mhm.
then it's like, okay, now we're scrambling around trying to make decisions. And it's like, just because you have the conversation so that you can put a plan in place does not mean you are fast tracking anything because you
Right,
don't know what's going to happen and when it's going to happen. But at least you can be prepared for when these things do occur because, like we said, we don't know when it's going to happen.
right. I agree with you. I agree
Hmm.
wholeheartedly. Um, see, we got some more comments coming through.
Oh, yes. Charlene said Dr. Maya Angelou edited the spelling of her name, but it did not capture. Got to get it right. Yes, I saw the shirt. Love it. We knew what you meant. We knew what you meant.
Absolutely. And I wasn't talking to you. I wasn't telling you to put some respect on her name. I was talking to myself.
Right.
You
Like,
know,
oops.
I really was. Because I tell you what, she definitely she would have put you in check. She ain't mind putting a person in check.
Hey, let people know.
Absolutely.
Let people know.
Hmm. Hmm. I don't know. It's like we made it to March.
We
You
did.
know, like I said, we came through January and it was just like, whoa. I don't know if I'm gonna hear all of this. February
Right.
came in, whoa, we still doing more shocking stuff. I'm
Mhm.
afraid to say anything. I don't know what's going to come out this month. I don't know.
I don't want to know. There was actually, to end February, I think a woman actually did a 50 part, like 50 part
Mhm.
TikTok series about this scandalous marriage.
Now, you
First of
know.
all, I didn't watch any of the parts. I'm gonna leave that there because my nosiness runs out when I have like after part 3. I can't be nosy no more. I don't care. So
Listen,
50 parts,
50 part.
but
I
it's
want to
like,
say something though. First of all,
woo.
I thought that was freaking genius on her part.
Oh, it was. She had the people engaged. And I will say this before you finish, to respect this woman, to get people to watch 50 parts, because you heard, like I said, after part 3, I'm checking out. So to be that engaging that you can get people to watch a 50-part TikTok series, and not just a little bit of people, a lot of bit of people, a lot of it. Girl, she did that. She did that. I will say she did.
Mhm, 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 mhm. Very, very genius.
Yeah.
Because when you think about being in this creative space,
Hmm.
being on these social platforms and being monetized, when you think about you had, I mean, just to have a video to monetize within, the millions of views
Hmm.
is going to be a good thing for a content creator, right?
Yeah.
You got 50 parts. Cause she could have told that whole story at one time. Cause
She could have, yeah.
I've seen people who have done lives that are like 3 and 4 hours.
Right. She could have went live, told us the story, and people could have just picked out the snippets they wanted to post because they're gonna do that anyway. But she said, y'all gonna engage with all 50 of these
She
videos.
said, if you interested in this,
Hey me.
okay. So I thought that was genius on her part.
It was.
So anybody who has a good idea, and that's really what I like about this space as well.
Hmm.
Because if you are creative and if you have a story and you want to tell it, you have the opportunity to do that.
Right.
Now, how you do it and what works for you, that is going to be so individual. How you
Mhm.
engaged your particular audience, that's going to be so individual. You've got to find that out. And you got to make it work for you. And another person that I might kind of be going all over the place with this, but I want to say this, like Tyler Perry, for instance, he just had a movie that came out, right?
Mhm.
And I've heard people say different things. I haven't watched it yet. I like Kelly Rowland, but I just haven't watched the
Right.
film yet, right? And you know, I put up a little post about it and I said, I can't
Hmm.
believe so many people are really complaining about this film because number one, Tyler has a fan base and he caters to his fan base. This man has
Oh yeah.
built a multi-million Hollywood studio
Yep.
in the South. A black
Yeah.
man,
Exactly.
okay?
Hmm.
Many films, many of your favorite films are being made there, have been made there, and will be made there in the future. And people are complaining. I'm like, this man is feeding so many families, with the works that he's done. And whether you think the way that he directs movies or like some of the stories that he tells, I mean, that's going to be personal. Um, you could watch the movie or not, but I got to tell you this: I respect the business model. I certainly do.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, brother. He ain't playing no games. He said, I got people listen, clearly, for the few people who are complaining, he don't need you to like his movies.
Not at all.
He
No.
got enough fans that this man went from being homeless in a car to having a whole studio lot.
Yeah.
Okay? He ain't got a camera.
A lot.
He ain't got a camera and some sound equipment. He ain't got 2, 3 cameras.
Hmm.
Okay, so I'm like, are y'all really looking at the bigger picture here?
Right.
Listen,
Because
whatever he do.
right. Because I watched the movie, but I already knew this gonna be a Tyler Perry storyline.
That's
This
what I'm
woman is
saying.
about to be struggling. Her downfall is gonna be a man, and like, come on, like I
You
knew what to
know.
expect, but I didn't watch the movie thinking, "Ooh, let me see what Tyler Perry did this time." I watched the movie because I love Kelly Rowland
Mhm.
and Trevante. So, like,
Okay.
we watch for two totally different plots. Like,
And
you just have to know what you're getting.
that's what I was saying. I'm like, okay, well, how did you go in this movie expecting something different?
Yeah, because I did not. And I
I'm not
wasn't
trying to be
disappointed
funny. There you
because I knew
go.
what I was expecting. I already knew.
And not only that, we watch bad movies. We
Right.
watching Tubi. We
Because I
making
movie.
these people rich all over again. We making Fox do it all over again. You know how
Mhm.
many bad movies we watch on Tubi? You know how many B movies we watch? And you trying to tell me you pissed off because you didn't like Tyler movie? I'm like, if you gonna find something else to talk
You'll be all
about,
right. You'll be all right. It's all
you
right.
you gonna be all right.
Because I'm gonna watch a Tubi film too. They're funny. They are funny.
Oh man. All right. What Tori in here talking about?
Oh, Tori says, since y'all had difficulty in the beginning, can we get a few minutes over 7? Well, technically, we're already there, Tori. So I guess we could.
We ain't even Tori. We're not even talking about nothing, girl. We just chatting. We just chatting. And I want to thank you for
We
being in here
can.
with us. Yes, you can. What you want to talk about? Ask us another question. What do you need to know?
Yes, Amari Fox says, I asked some friends if they felt like they had a tribe. Most said they were the anchor for others, but not a respite for themselves.
Woo. Well,
That's an interesting space to be in.
it is. And typically uh that happens. Usually that person who is a caregiver
Yeah.
is not really a person who might have a caregiver,
Mm-hmm.
but caregivers need caregiving. I
Yeah.
mean, caregivers need care as well.
Mm-hmm.
You
And
dig what I'm saying?
I think that too comes with a lot of boundary setting. Like, you just have to get to a point where it's like, okay, I can still give care for sure, because I'm not going to stop caring about people, but just being like, okay, well, in this particular instance, I cannot be the anchor all the time. I can set that boundary with it being sometimes if somebody needs something, you can reach out, but I cannot be this anchor all the time because I need to make sure that I'm refueling myself and that I'm getting that same anchor and support that I need. And then being able to find that. So when you're in these friendships and talking to friends and family, also making sure that you kind of establish who that anchor is for you as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And set some things up for yourself.
Yeah.
Set some things up for yourself. And I got to say this too, although I find myself in positions of being a caregiver, I don't necessarily think I look towards someone doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I think I try to care for myself. Like I try to take care of myself at what I feel is an optimum health for myself,
Mm-hmm.
because I want to feel good. And I
Yeah.
know, I
Yeah.
mean, there are things we don't have control over. No one wants to be ill or no one wants to have an accident. So I'm not at all thinking that. But I do the best that I can to feel the best that I can.
Right.
I want to be able to have energy. I want to be able to be mobile, and I do things to make sure that I'm able to do that, as best I can. And that's
Yeah.
the best, that I can do, you know. But I do agree with you. You do have to set certain boundaries. You have to be able to know when you've got to take rest for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're doing so much for someone and then you are not paying attention to your own health or your own rest, because simple things like not getting enough rest,
It'll do something to you.
yeah, it
It really will.
will. Not eating the right foods for yourself, not getting the right nutrients for yourself, you know?
Yeah.
So how are you taking care of someone else, but then you're not feeding yourself good, you're not getting good rest, and then that's not going to be good for anyone.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, those are some of the things that I try to do. I try to take care of myself. I try to get that rest. And I'm definitely a person who sets boundaries. Like, when someone needs you
Mm-hmm.
and you decide to be that person and caregiver for them, that's a decision that you make. I
Right.
don't necessarily feel like it's an obligation in any sense of any form for any person. I absolutely do not feel that way.
Yeah.
So no one can be guilted into that. No one should be guilted into that. And whether that's spouse, parent, child, you
Mm.
cannot be, because we all do have individual lives.
Yeah.
And I don't want this to sound I don't want this to sound cold, but there are decisions that we make, and sometimes lead us into positions where we're not at our best. And but those were the decisions that we made. And
Mm-hmm.
so sometimes we've got to deal with, you know, the results of some of the actions and decisions that we've made, you know.
Yeah.
And I feel like also another example, if I could go back to um the story of what we can take from Wendy, because we
Mm.
need to take some things from this, as we notice that she has had issues with both alcohol and substance abuse,
Mhm.
which also contribute to some of the problems that she's having right now. They contribute to her dementia situation. And so, you got to think about what you're doing to your body. It
Mm.
might not seem like it today, but you don't know what's going to happen in the future. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
I, obviously, that again, that's not something that someone wants, but you got to think about that.
Yeah.
So we can empathize and sympathize with what she has going on, because it was very painful to watch. And no one would want to see anyone that they love suffer in a situation like that.
Right.
But also, she made some decisions that landed her in some very unhealthy spaces. So so that's what I want to say. So, you know, who's responsible for that? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. All right, all right. Look at Fox in here talking about Book of Clarence. Man, we don't even have enough time to talk about Book of Clarence. It's almost time for us to
I
log
didn't
on
see
off.
that film,
Oh,
so
you
I
didn't
wouldn't
see it?
really be much of a help in that conversation.
But I got another podcast that we could talk about that on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That might not be a brown South girl topic, but definitely
Mm-hmm.
we can talk about this. We can talk
Yeah.
about this.
Thanks
I
for
see
yeah.
I see Charlene still in here worried about that misspelling. Girl, if you don't get your life, because do you know that there's a such thing as typos?
There are. I have a lot of.
Hmm. Yes. There is a such thing as typos. And I want to say something. Let me ask you something, because we often make mistakes. We
Mm-hmm.
can make a typo, we could misspell, we could mispronounce something.
So I
But
have to help.
who if you know what the person is talking about, if you know what they meant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, who's really being stupid here?
Right.
You know? Like, I
Yeah.
feel like we make such a big deal out of that. Yes, we do want to get things correct.
Right.
But mistakes happen. And trust
Yeah.
me, that is so light. Nobody ain't even thinking about that. We
Because
knew
I've
what you
had some
meant.
typos where Google couldn't even tell me what I meant. So trust and believe it's all right.
Exactly. When we know what the person is saying, I feel like we are being ignorant when we're trying to act like we don't, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Yeah. Because if I can tell what somebody's saying, I'll let it slide. But
Mm.
I correct my typos because sometimes when I go back and read it, I'm like, this doesn't make a lick of sense. Let me help them understand what I'm trying to say. But Amari Fox says it's not about the typos; it's about being argumentative. I can see
Exactly.
that, yeah, because it's like, what did you mean? You know
Yeah.
what I meant.
You knew. You
You
knew. You
knew what I
trying to
meant.
play yourself. I see we got Amina in the house. How you doing, Amina?
Right?
She says she's late, but here, girl, let me tell you something. You ain't late. You just in time.
Right.
You just in time for us to
Right
say,
on.
hey, hey, girl, hey. Because if you had clicked on the first broadcast, and I hope I still got to go on YouTube and delete it.
Oh,
But
yeah.
if you had gone on the first broadcast, girl,
It
that wasn't it.
wasn't it at all.
That wasn't it. Speaking of mistakes, speaking of things happen,
Right.
okay? But what did we do, KJ? What did we do?
We fixed it. We reevaluated, and we showed up.
Well, did we really fix it?
That's why I came back and said we reevaluated and we showed up.
Right. We just we did how we could do it.
Mm-hmm.
We did. And sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you have to change course, you know?
Yeah.
There's like let me see how I could say this here. There's many roads that could lead to a particular location, right? Yeah. Okay. And you might, we had to make a different turn. We took a different path.
Right. Alternate route.
Right. An alternate route. What does GPS say? Rerouting. We had to reroute.
Right. We just had to reroute real quick and we got to the same destination.
Exactly. Live. Right here live for you guys to let you know that we will be here. We're into a brand new season 3 of the Brown South Girls. New people, new guests, more guests, but the same Brown South Girls. And we want to have some of the same great conversations with some of the same great people. So tell your mama, tell your friends, tell your friend to tell a friend. And y'all bring them on in here. Bring them on in here.
Definitely. We have Charlene McKnight here saying, I wish positive content would last in the news cycle / the social media world as long as her videos. You know?
Ooh. Well, guess what?
But people live for the drama.
Guess what? It can, but you know what? I want to say something about that too. She's right. We know which things get a larger audience. We know this. However, when we are really honest with ourselves and we realize that us individually, you are the algorithm, you are your algorithm. What you click and what you respond to continues to come through your feed. The friends that you accept, that's the stuff you see on your feed. When we really want to see different things, we will have to clean house. You will have to make some very conscious decision to unfollow some people who might put up things that will not be of your interest. But clearly they are, because when it comes on, we click it. And when we click it, things within that nature continue to come across our stream. We are our algorithms. Are we going to be honest about that this year? It's us. It's us. So, when we're not seeing those positive things, then that means we're not clicking on positive things.
Yeah. Because I had somebody recently ask me if I saw something in the news cycle, or social, not news, but like social media news. And I was like, well, no. And they're like, oh, what's your social media diet? And I was like, what do you mean? Like, I'm on it, I use it, but I don't see whatever you're talking about. But I thought about it. I have the Shade Room blocked.
Because I'm blocked.
I'm like, I already didn't follow you, but I keep seeing your stuff. So now you're blocked because I just don't, that's just not stuff that I want to consume. They never post anything good. And then I don't follow like any of like the tabloidy sites or blogs or anything. So like, I really do not see that stuff unless somebody has to screenshot something and send it to me for me to see it at this point, because I just don't have it to where I have access to like that type of news. So my algorithm has kind of formed itself into just not even including any of that at all. But
right,
kind of like you said, it's our For You pages for a reason.
Right. We blame it on the algorithm, but we are our algorithm.
Yeah, because just because I didn't like something on Facebook, But if I engage with it on Facebook, now I could go to TikTok and that same type of content is going to be on there because everything is connected and they're watching us.
Okay.
Now, if
So
I
let's
get on social media and I see where somebody screen recorded something from the shade room, I'm going to blame y'all for having me talk about it.
Oh my
But yeah,
goodness.
just kidding. Love y'all. Keep the faith. Victoria says, KJ, I'm loving your glasses and that artwork in the background. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I love me a good pair of spectacles. And I love good art too.
You didn't say you like my glasses, Tori.
I think your glasses are cute.
No, I'm just kidding.
You have so many cute pairs.
You didn't say nothing about my stuff in the background.
Right, because you have some nice artwork back there.
I don't have any art. Well, I don't have any artwork here
Well, you got
necessarily.
some nice stuff back there.
I got a whole lot of
Nice
stuff back here. Yeah. Oh, I do. Let me show y'all this. Let me see if my camera pick it up.
See, look at that nice artwork. You and your son.
Me and my son.
That is funny. I love getting caricatures.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably one style of art I wish I was like I practiced and knew how to do.
You still you still living, ain't you?
I am, but I'm not that intrigued that it's like I want to pick it up now. It's like, oh man, I wish I knew how to do that, but
why
not.
But
That I wish
listen,
so strongly that I want to do it.
but I only say that. I mean, it's never too late to do things. It's never too late to learn certain things. I mean, our brain wants that. That's
That might be my
important.
retirement project.
If you don't be quiet, talk about retirement project.
That'll be my retirement project. We're gonna learn how to draw caricatures. Then I can go work at the county fair.
Next,
so cute to do. When I'm a cute little old lady. Tori says, I like yours too, with 3 laughing faces.
thank you. All right. You
Mhm.
know what I think we need to talk about?
What we need to talk about?
And then we get out of here because we can talk about this again on the
Mhm.
last Sunday.
Right.
But you know what? Never mind. I ain't gonna bring that up. Never mind.
Okay, all right.
Y'all
'Cause I was ready.
forget what I had just said.
Just kidding, guys.
Here's what I want y'all to do.
Go on to YouTube and subscribe. That's what we want y'all
Why I
to do.
can't get my camera?
It might not be bright. Oh, there it is. It's there. So go ahead over to the YouTube where Brown South Girls. Make sure you hit subscribe.
Going on over there. Matter of fact, let me put this up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is us. That's our page. Go like a few videos.
Go like a
Greatly
few.
appreciate it. I mean, all of you if you want.
You know what?
Yeah.
Seeing that we're the Brown South Girls and we are from the South and we country.
We are.
You know, we could talk like this right here. Why didn't we just decide to do our show like this?
You know, I feel like that was part of the plan, but then when we got on the show, we just never did it.
I just want us to stop code switching so much. Like we come on here and we talking all sophisticated. Like we don't have to do that.
We really don't. Because I think the people really need, like, we're the Brown South girls. We should sound like it at least.
And we are country, and country is cool.
We eat neck bones.
We do. I eat neck bones, pork chop, pig feet, hog moss. I eat all of it.
You lost me at the last 2, but I know what they are.
But I do. All right, girl. I tell you, we don't ran out. We don't got country on the people. Let me just say this.
We did. Let's reel it back in.
Reel it all the way back. You ever been fishing?
I have not, but I'm scared to touch the fish. Like when they're flopping around, I like my fish fried. We're just gonna be honest.
You know what? I am not responsible for any of the conversation that you have just heard within the last 2 minutes. I'm not responsible for that.
I'm just being honest.
You are being honest. Clearly this year is just.
Have you been fishing? You fish?
You know, I've been fishing. I've been on a boat. I've been fishing and but like you, I like fish.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I like fried fish. I like steamed fish. I like broiled fish. I like fish all kind of ways. You know.
Yeah, me too. Actually.
I like all kinds of fish. I like the salmons. I like the croakers. I like brims. I like flounders. I like tuna. What kind of fishes do
I
you
do
like?
like tuna. All of those. Also, what's the red snapper?
Ooh,
And
red snapper
I
is
love me
good.
some red snapper. And then I like a lot of sea creatures, crabs, shrimps, mussels. You know,
Oysters.
I'm not an oyster girl. I don't think
I like oysters all
they're a
kind of
little too
ways.
slimy.
I like them raw. I like them steam. I like them, what do they call them? Roasted.
Mm.
You can do them fried, but that fried ain't my
You can
favorite.
fry an oyster. I like
You can fry.
calamari.
Now, can you tell me something that we won't fry?
No, I can't, because I think at one point at the fair they were frying butter. So
Oh my
I don't
goodness.
think I can.
Did you say
Yes,
butter?
no, like for real. I think there was like deep fried butter at the fair one time, and I'm like, now this is actually ridiculous.
Why
Because
would you eat
I
that?
do not want to bite into a stick of butter ever, nonetheless fried.
So wait a minute. Help me understand, because I want to understand what you're saying here.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you get a full stick
Mm-hmm.
of fried butter, not like a slice or something. A
Nope, it's a
stick.
stick of fried, like, yeah, it looks like a corn dog. I guess they do it like they fry ice cream, like you freeze it and then you fry it fast.
Butter. How do you eat how you gonna eat a stick of butter?
Your guess is as good as mine.
And I don't even think it was butter. I know that was margarine, and margarine ain't butter.
Real butter.
I believe it ain't. You know, they say,
Pauline
I
would
can't
be
believe
upset.
it's not butter. I believe it's not butter.
Me too. Keep the Faith Victoria says, I like my fish fried hard. Come on with it. I need a little when
She
I
said, I like my fish hard fried.
Oh,
I
yeah,
ain't
hard
mad.
fried.
Same thing. Did we just talk about this?
Well, no, because I read it the way she wrote it, but it did not translate out of my mouth that way.
I do it all the time. I'll be reading these because see, a lot of the times, especially when I'm doing the podcast during the week, like I'll be reading people's name wrong because I'm looking at the next person. Like it might be the next person name that came up. I'm reading passwords ahead of it. Listen, I already told y'all we make mistakes.
Charlene says, after all this talk, when is the Brown South Girls seafood bash? This could be. Listen to me. That sounds fantastic.
And you know what? We should have a country girl seafood bash. And you got to wear cowboy hats and boots. And we're going to listen to Beyonce.
Yes. Oh, we get some more songs this month. Okay, I'm going to stop. We get some more songs this month. So I was about to say we only get 2 songs, but we get a few more.
I think that's what we should do. I think we should. I think Charlene should be on the planning committee.
I was about to say, we got any event planners in the comments?
I think Charlene might as well just go ahead and plan it.
Look, because we can run down a good list of seafoods right now.
We can do it. We can do
scallops. Oh, I love good scallops. I haven't had good scallops in a minute.
I hadn't done that in a while either. Now that you say that, I might have to go get some.
Huh? Now, why would you do that?
Because
when you go get them?
I'm not going to tell you because, you know, you might appear.
And I asked your son, he won't tell me till 3 days after y'all ate the last leftovers. So,
oh my goodness.
Charlene says that would be awesome. Y'all were playing. We are so serious.
Look into my eyes. I'm so serious.
Me too.
I'm very serious. We could do that.
Prepared and ready. Oh, yes, because that gives me a reason to go to the Boot Barn.
You know what? Booty
Charlene,
Brothers.
Let's plan this for real so I can go get me a hat and some boots. Because I didn't have a reason the last time we met, but I got a reason. Come on, we gonna plan it.
Okay. All right. All right, y'all. We get ready to get on out of here. I got to get on out of here. I got a few little things I got to do. I got a very busy week. I got a very busy morning. Got some things going on. I love talking to y'all. I'm glad we were able to make this thing happen. It seemed like it wasn't going to happen, but we did make it happen, and we made it happen. And now I think we get ready to make it unhappen. We get ready to go.
All that.
Did I say it? I said everything I needed to say?
It did. You sound like an auctioneer.
Okay, but you know what? Because we got in here and we just got in here and going so quick, you know what we forgot to do?
We forgot to play the intro.
So, I mean, what you think we should do?
Play it as the outro.
I didn't say
Play them both.
Okay. Hey. Welcome to the Brown South Girls Podcast. We broadcasting to y'all live, and we did that about an hour and 11 minutes ago. So you know what we get ready to do now?
Play the outro.
Tell them people when we're going to come do this thing again.
We're going to see y'all live through the screen, because I was going to say in person, but not quite. On March 31st. That's last Sunday. Mm-hmm.
That's when we usually do it.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them one more time.
March 31st, live at 6 p.m.
All right.
Be there or be square.
Right. I got one more comment up here.
Tori says, I'm hollering, Tanya. You said that. You really did. We can auction some stuff off at the Seafood Boil.
All right.
Seafood Bash.
You got to know how to do. If you're going to be country, you got to know how. You got to know how.
You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them.
Know when to walk away. Know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough counting when the dealing's done. And if you tell somebody you heard me singing a country song, I'll deny it in these YouTube streets.
I won't. I'll save the clip.
All right, y'all. I had a good time. I always love coming in here. Always love talking to you, my favorite girl.
I love talking to you too, my favorite mom.
All right. Until the next time.
I'm not gonna lie.
I was supposed to. We supposed to be gone, ain't it?
Yeah.
All right.
I was about to tell on myself.
Let me end the stream.